ladies, welcome to my channel. My name is Suzy Quental and you're watching the Q concept. The Q concept stands for the Quental concept, and it's basically the concepts that I embraced and incorporated into my life that has worked for me and have somehow taken me to a certain level of comfort and a successful lifestyle so far. So if you're new to me, welcome, and if you're not new, thank you so much for following up and for staying tuned with my channel. So today I wanted to share with you a little bit on my career, my journey as an employee in the oil and gas industry. It was so beautiful, the journey, but not everything was sugar and juicy and roses and good stuff, right? Of course, there are some some dark things that happened, and I am okay to share some of those things. Some of the things I'm not gonna share here. It's okay. So why do I bring my career journey here today? It's because I want to raise the topic for all the other ladies hearing me as well on how not to lose yourself in a male-dominant work environment. So the oil and gas industry is a very aggressive, violent, somehow very masculine environment, right? I think this is the best definition that I found. The oil and gas sector is a very masculine environment, is a very masculine work environment. Therefore, it's necessary that when women step into this kind of industry, they prepare themselves for the impact. I love this metaphor of, when planes are falling from the sky and the pilot just says, prepare for the impact. It means there is not actually much you can do, you just have to prepare for the impact, right? So this is what I want to bring for the ladies today. So maybe you are new and you are getting into the oil industry now, or you are coming from another sector and you want to transition into the oil and gas sector. It's a beautiful industry. There is so much that you can learn. It's always a novelty. Let me say it like that. You never get bored working for the oil and gas. This is the most beautiful thing I found in the oil industry is that you never get bored when you're working there. So how is it that, why do I say that women need to be careful and prepare themselves for the impact in this industry? Because of because of the masculinity that is there. If you do not have your energies properly balanced, you will find it really hard to act in your identity, right? Because there is this tendency in certain aggressive work environments for certain women that you need to act like men so that you can be visible in the man world, right? But the thing you forget is that the world is not only for men, it was not only created for men, the world was created for women as well. So the work environment was also created for women, although it's not yet fully structured to receive women, and especially the oil and gas sector. The oil and gas sector is that sector that is still very old-fashioned. The entire structure is only now, I think very recently, maybe in the past 10 years, is being restructured to receive women, to be like women friendly, all right? Many of my ladies out there that have been working offshore, they know how the struggle is. You know how the game is, right? Sometimes you have to wait for weeks and weeks to be confirmed that you have space for you to go offshore, because the entire platform sometimes is not really built to receive women. They need, to restructure, like to readjust to receive women. It's not really like a 100% bad thing, because the thing is we need to restructure all of these things now, because there was not many women before that wanted to work in such a sector, right? So the first thing that I want to bring to you, dear woman, so that you do not lose yourself if you are in this kind of, work environment, very masculine, an environment where you have to apply a lot of your, masculine energy, is that you know your worth as a professional woman. Exactly that. Know who you are and know your worth. When you know what you bring to the table, my dear ladies, you will not hesitate on standing up for yourself. You will not hesitate on, taking up your space and occupy the space that is yours, right? If you're an engineer in the oil sector, if you're an administrative assistant, an executive woman, a project manager, an operations manager, whatever, maybe you are a facility manager or installations assistant. If you're in this sector and you feel like men have been resisting in the sense that they don't really appreciate that you are there, they would rather have you in the kitchen back at home, then my dear, embrace the fact that you have your own qualities, your own qualifications. You did not fall from the sky into the oil and gas sector or whatever sector you are that you feel like men are not liking your presence there, right? You know your worth, you know what you're there for, you know what you bring to the table, and you're very much comfortable, you are unapologetic about being this wonderful engineer or project manager that you are. The company is not doing you a favor by having hired you or by having promoted you or by just keeping you in the job. This is another thing that I notice in many women, and I notice this mostly, of course, in the oil sector because I think it's the only, not the only sector, but it's the sector that worked as like a school for me. The oil sector was like a mother and a school for my career. And I noticed this a lot. Many women in the oil sector, they are still acting as if men are doing them a favor by having hired them, by having allowed them to, enter the work market. My dear women, let me tell you the following. No, they're not. They did not select you because they are just doing you a favor. You have a lot that you are bringing to the table. You have a lot of skills. And many of the skills you have, trust me, many of the skills you have, no man has. Many men that are out there and are being promoted as managers and leaders, they're failing their tasks as leaders. And many women are actually kicking them. Many women are actually doing better jobs than them. So I want you to know that you are in the right place, all right? Don't feel afraid or don't feel like fearful of, oh, they're not going to like me or not going to accept me. You are not there to be liked. It's fine. You're totally fine, all right? It's not the end of the world. You're safe. You're not there to please everybody. You're there to do your job as the high-quality professional that you are. So don't think that the industry is doing you a favor by having hired you as a woman or because they now created the diversity and inclusion concept in the company. I don't want you to focus on that. I want you to focus on the fact that you are a high quality professional, and you are there because you deserve to be there. All right? There's no favor here. All right? Stay with me. So the number 2 point that I want to bring for you, woman, not to lose yourself in a male-dominant work environment is to embrace your identity and know when to use your masculine energy and when to use your feminine energy as well during your work journey. All right, this is a beautiful concept. The identity, the ability to identify when to use your masculine energy and when to use your feminine energy. Ladies, I really hope to bring you a full video just on what is all of this masculine and feminine energy. But for now, I want you to know the following. Not every moment that you're working in your job, you will be in your femininity. You will be in your feminine energy. Sometimes you will have to raise your masculine arm and be in your masculine energy. That's how you will gain the trust, you will gain the engagement, you will gain the favor, not favor in that sense that I mentioned, but like a favor in the sense that people will really love you, mostly actually men. That's how you will win over the man in the workplace, all right? So how was I able to stay true to myself and not never lose my identity and my femininity all these years that I have worked for this oil and gas industry. The thing is, of course, you know, I have faith in God, and God has always been my like common denominator, like the base and the foundation of my life, and that was like the main anchor to keep me on track, to keep me actually in my identity. But guys, although I'm saying that I was never, you know, or I was always able to keep my identity, but there were times in which I struggled a lot, you know, though being a professional woman, I struggled a lot with my femininity because I not always knew how to juggle these two energies, because I actually not always knew about, you know, the whole femininity industry and the whole masculine and feminine energy that we all have in our bodies. I didn't know that before, so sometimes it was hard for me to be this sweet woman, sweet girl, and yet have to speak with aggressive, violent men, with men that were rude. Yes, some men were rude. I don't want you to think that everything is roses, as I said in the beginning. Some men, they really were rude and didn't care. That's what annoyed me so much. It was that they didn't care, right? So that's why I say stay true to yourself and don't act like men. Just stay tuned into your work. Stay there as the professional woman that you are. Focus on your work, and you know, if they don't care about your feelings, you also don't have to care about their feelings. Woo! This is juicy. I know, right? What I want you to know is that not always, you know, you have to please people or people has to please you. Sometimes it's really just about the work and that's it. Mainly, actually, most times it's really just about the work. You arrive, you know, in your workplace at the time that you have to arrive in your workplace, and you leave at the time that you need to leave your workplace, and that's it. You deliver your work with diligence, you know, you are an excellent professional, you do your part, you do your job, you deliver the best you can, and that's it, right? Okay. So there are moments that you will feel like you are weak, that you're not able to, you know, work the things out in your tasks, in your department, maybe in your project. Yes, I'm not going to sugarcoat the situation. Sometimes you will really cry. Sometimes you'll go to the bathroom, to the toilet of the office, and just cry there, just hate everything there. But then you suck yourself, you suck your tears, you clean your tears, and then you go back to work. That's the reality. I don't want you to think that everything is roses, because not everything is roses. All right? Okay. So let me keep up and try to get the light before everything gets dark here. I'm trying to get the natural light. So don't show weakness at work. Yes, dears, this is very important. I was saying sometimes you will cry, but when I say that sometimes you will cry, I don't mean that you will cry in front of people. I don't want you to cry in front of people at the workplace in any circumstance, unless there is anything that happened, like someone died or whatever, that's different. But if it's related to your tasks, if it's related to your role, and you feel like you are tired, you're overwhelmed, or you don't know how to do this specific task, and you feel like you want to cry because your emotions are too much, go to the toilet. Lock yourself in the toilet, cry there. Clean your tears, and you leave as if you never cried. Okay, nobody needs to know that you are crying there because you were not able to deliver a proper job, or you were humiliated in a meeting with your boss. You don't have to cry in front of people. Please, ladies, don't cry in front of people at your workplace in this kind of situations, right? If you are delivering a presentation and you feel like you are being cornered during the meeting because some people are asking some tough questions, it's okay. Suck up your tears, respond if you're able to respond at that same moment. But if you're not able to give a proper answer at that moment, say that you will bring an answer later. Like, save the question for later, and make all the efforts you can to deliver the answer at the earliest point possible. All right? But don't cry unnecessarily. Don't gossip about other co-workers of yours, and don't talk bad about your boss as well, please. Especially talking bad about your boss to other co-workers. You never know who is who in the workplace. That same co-worker, colleague of yours that you feel like you trust him, you love him so much, he will never stab you in the back. You never know. Maybe he or she is the one that has been passing all the information, all the gossips to your managers. So you need to keep your eyes open and avoid gossips, avoid unnecessary conversations in the corners of the office. Just try to be as much professional as possible. Do your work, all right? Do your work in a very diligent way. Don't be late. Yes, ladies, hear me out on this. Don't be late. Try your best not to be late in everything. Arriving in the office, leaving the office. This part is for your own good. Going to meetings, going to do presentations, going to meet clients, going to see suppliers. Try as much as you can to be, to be assertive with your timing and not to waste other people's time as well, of course. Stay, very professional with your time and with the time of the others as well. Be mindful about that. And I already said, be diligent. Try to do everything with excellence. If you don't know how to do a certain task, ask for someone to help you. You can even talk to your own boss. Susie, but maybe they will think that I am a dumb person. I don't know. It's okay. Sometimes in life, other people will have their own opinion about us. What can we do? But if you want to learn, if you want to deliver better, if you want to deliver excellence, you will need to ask help from other people, and it's okay. Let them speak about whatever they want to say. If they want to call names on you, it's up to them. Sorry, it's up to them. But you do your part. You do your job. You do your job with excellence, and you continue, living your professional life the best way you can. So, my dear ladies, you don't need to lose yourself in a male-dominant work environment. But for that to happen, you need to structure your own life as well. I know as women, we are feminine, we flow, we exist, we are there being this wonderful, charming creatures that we are. But the workplace is the workplace where you're going to have to apply your masculine energy. You will have to do, right? In your feminine energy, you are being, remember? But in your masculine energy, you are doing. So in the work environment, you will have to learn how to adapt and how to find the proper balance, how to identify the moment in which you will use your feminine energy and the moments in which you will use your masculine energy. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.